Miami won the toss. They deferred. App State will start with the football, and they'll do it from the 25. As we go down to the third member of our team, Tiffany Blackman.
Well, guys, Chase Bryce is looking at this chance at App State as a second shot at life. I asked him why transfer to App State. He told me, to be honest with you, not that many options. He said we are coming into the transfer portal a second time, especially after the up-and-down season that he had. You don't know who's going to reach out. So when he got that call from tight ends coach Justin Watts, he said it felt like an instant connection. He was so excited to be able to come here.
And he looked pretty good last week against East Carolina, 20 for 27. 259, a couple of touchdowns. He's going to start in the flat. And it's going to be a short pickup as we welcome the audience that was just watching that. On 1-0 Appalachian State. Miami trying to flush that loss to the Crimson Tide from a week ago. Bryce will hand off in the first touch for Cameron Peoples. It's going to be a short pickup, and it'll be third down and fairly long.
And already you're seeing the speed of this Miami defense, but right out of the gate, here we go, third down for Miami's defense. Talked to Manny Diaz, he said it all week. This was the key reason against Alabama they lost. Bama was 10 of 16 on third down. Miami just could not get off the field. Here's their chance tonight.
Early November of 2019. Peoples the lone setback. Bryce wants to throw. Penalty flag down, and so is Chase Bryce. And Miami defense got home.
It looked like the tight end jumped.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 88. It's a 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Yeah, you saw Henry Pearson, the tight end, stretched out there wide. Just they're going, looked like they're going on a longer count. Just happened to jump a little bit, set him back a little more.
And veteran tight end, senior out of New Jersey. So now, third down and 10. Bryce got some pressure up the middle, and now he's cut down from behind. Jafari Harvey, the redshirt freshman defensive end, and it's fourth down.
Well, Clay, if you can get pressure on the quarterback just rushing three, you're going to have a chance, and that's what Miami does. You see they drop the fourth guy out, you get 8 into coverage, pressuring the quarterback, forcing him out to his side, and then Harvey with a big sack. We talked to Manny Diaz yesterday. I asked him, I said, who's your #1 pass rusher? Without hesitation, he said number 12, and he's off to a good start tonight.
Tyreek Stevenson, the Georgia transfer, back to return this punt. Standing at the 37-yard line. Xavier Sabach, the kick. And it's going to check up at the 35, and Miami will start at the 37 as we go down to Tiffany Blackman.
We were talking about Jafari Harvey early on when he came to Miami. Well, he was 235. Now he's 253. He said he feels so much stronger, and he's explosive, guys.
Looked like it there.
Here comes De'Ara King, the sixth-year senior, 33rd career start. His 13th at Miami. And he's going to get a little pressure, steps up. Remember, playing on a surgically repaired knee, and that's what I'm sure the Miami coaching staff wants to see. It's not that long ago he had that knee fixed.
That's right, and this is the #1 biggest part of De'Ara King's run game, his football game, all of his life, is his ability to run and scramble. I thought last week he was missing that 6th gear. He's off to a good start tonight.
Cameron Harris is going to pick up the first down. And that's what Miami, I'm sure, wants to establish here fairly early, as Alabama kept that Canes running game to limited success last week. Harris had just 37 yards on 12 carries. Into plus territory, first down and 10. Here is Mike Harley getting wrapped up quickly by Stephen Jones, the senior cornerback.
That's one thing about this App State defense, Clay. A lot of speed out there. They're going to rotate a lot of guys, but the speed doesn't rotate. You see Stephen Jones on that side. You got Sean Jolly, their best cover corner, on the other side.
Top scoring defense in the Sun Belt last year. Now we're going to get a penalty flag.
Offside, defense, number 99, made contact. 5-yard penalty, second down.
And it's nose tackle Jordan Earl.
And I'll tell you what, Clay, nothing excites me more than a cornerback who loves to come up and tackle. Look at that, goes through the blocker, just destroys that play before it could even get started. Got to have a corners that'll attack in today's defense.
Stephen Jones, the only new starter for App State. Takes Shamar Jeans Charles' spot. He's now at the Green Bay Packers. And there's another good cornerback in number 3, Sean Jolly, the senior out of Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Yeah, I mentioned him a second ago. He doesn't just cover, right? He comes up and supports the run as well. It does look like, right, Clay, they're trying to get D'Eriq King involved in the run game earlier and more often than they did last week.
3rd down and 5. King standing tall in the pocket, over the middle, looking for his tight end, Will Mallory. That's a good throw, should have been caught. It'll be 4th down.
And Will Mallory, 6'5", a huge target, huge wingspan. And D'Eriq King makes a nice throw right over the middle. And that's one Mallory's got to have. He has got to be a big factor in this game. He only had 2 catches last week. And I think his height, Clay, App State, as I said, their defense, they can run around. They're fast, but not a lot of height in their secondary. I think Miami and Mallory can take advantage if he can come down with the ball.
So Lou Headley will come on to punt. Thomas Hennigan, the super senior receiver, back to return, standing at the 8-yard line. Headley, quite a weapon. The 28-year-old Australian can really flip the field, and he is going to pin the Mountaineers deep.
That's how you draw it up right there.
Have the Mountaineers backed up in their own end. There's a carry for Nate Noel, and he's hit hard inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, hit by who else? Bubba Bolden, big number 21 for Miami's defense. 6'3", 204-pound safety. All over the field. Had an early ejection last week, which we'll get into, but a fantastic player there for Miami.
Chase Bryce standing in his own goal line, play fake on 2nd and 7. And he threw behind Corey Sutton. It's going to be 3rd down. Bubba Bolden, team high 74 tackles last year. Like D'Eriq King, turned down the NFL to return to Miami.
Right. History of a lot of great safeties here at Miami, right? Ed Reed, Sean Taylor. And there's another one. Bubba Bolden covers a lot of ground. He's active in the pass game. He's active in the blitz game. He's all over the place.
This Miami defense had no answer for the Alabama offense last week. Tide racked up over 500 yards trying to get off the field here on 3rd down.
They went with just a 3-man rush last time.
Batted and intercepted. Amari Carter with the takeaway for the Canes. And Chance Williams got the hand on it.
This time they do bring 4, Clay, but Chance Williams, the freshman, had a nice game last week with a sack. This time, if you can't get to the quarterback, just get that paw up there. Get right in the vision of that quarterback, knock the ball down, and then the speed of that defense there. Amari Carter comes up with the interception.
Now the turnover chain came out prematurely last week in Atlanta when the Canes were down 27-0. They eventually did get a takeaway, but Amari Carter is going to wear the chain here tonight.
There it is. The turnover chain, the crowd loves it. And Clay, that's one way to get off the field on 3rd down, right? Get a sack and then a batted down ball. On this 3rd down, interception, there you go.
So now D'Eriq King on a short field. A handoff. And there's Cameron Harris falling ahead to the 5-yard line. A flag comes in. Kyle Olson, our lead official here tonight.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 9, half the distance to the goal, Remains first down.
Well, excuse Demetrius Taylor. He's a little jacked up tonight. It's a homecoming for the super senior, product of Miami Northwestern High School. He's got a big cheering section here tonight.
Yeah, he's quite a story. I would say probably the best defensive lineman in the Sun Belt. He's had a fantastic career. Came back, he trimmed down a little bit this year and looking to make an impact.
So first down and goal to go for the Canes. Harris looking for the end zone. And they're going to mark him short, down at the 1.
You know, partner, I really think Miami thinks they have a big advantage in the trenches here tonight. Miami's offensive line averages 325 pounds, right? And I talked about the speed of App State's defense, but not a ton of size out there, especially in the linebacking core. I think they really want to lean on those big boys and get Cameron Harris running up the middle.
Don Chaney, he's going to get his first carry, and he hits pay dirt. Touchdown, Miami. The second-year freshman takes it in to capitalize off that App State turnover.
A lot of impact freshmen on this Miami team, but you can see the offensive line pushing, getting to the second level, and Miami is more than happy to take that all day long. Nice run by Cheney.
Starts unsportsmanlike foul of the game. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
They got some jewelry for about everything in Miami. A couple of 3-finger rings there.
There's an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Canes, which will be enforced on the kickoff. Andy Borregales, the true freshman kicker, comes in to tack on the extra point. Don Chaney with the touchdown after the interception. And the turnover chain tonight for the first time goes to being written yet.
Yeah, I think they were a little tired of nationally people kind of dogging on them a little bit and talking about how much Bama just beat them up in every phase. But there was parts of that game where I thought Miami played very well, and they've come out here early in this game and done just that.
Jalen Virgil and App State could have decent field position to start their second series. Virgil gets it across the 30. Diaz won 6 games in 2019, 8 last season. And look at him reacting to this kickoff coverage just moments ago.
Yeah, it's safe to say he's a high energy guy, right? Enjoyed talking with him this week.
He bleeds.
Hometown guy, yeah.
He bleeds green and orange. A guy from Miami. His dad, longtime mayor of this city.
App State needs to stop getting behind the sticks here. Get some yardage on first down.
Trying to establish Cameron Peoples. He gets to the outside. Cuts it up. Good run for Peoples, who ran for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns against East Carolina.
And here is the bread and butter play of App State, the outside zone. You'll see the offensive line stretching out, and then Cameron Peoples, he'll just wait and wait, and then find a hole, and then he's got the speed to just turn it on. That's the play that Miami, Coach Diaz talked about. They got to stop, and App State runs it very well.
Sunbelt's leading rusher last year, over 1,100 yards. Here's Bryce going back to the air. Corey Sutton did not play last year for App State. He opted out to recover from a knee injury. They've already got a deep receiving pool. Getting Sutton back makes this probably one of the best receiving cores in the FBS.
Look, Sutton led this App State team in touchdowns in both 18 and 19. Okay, so it shows what kind of a receiver he is. Having him back is such a luxury to Chase Bryce.
Second down and 3. And Peoples is going to move the chains. You said it before, the run game, the bread and butter for Appalachian State. 9 straight seasons with a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, and they were 6th nationally in rushing last year, 265 a game. I mean, it is what they do. It is the theme of this program. Got a good offensive line, really good center. Bear Hunter comes back. He's played over 2,000 snaps.
Bryce pumps right, comes back left, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Peoples on the screen. Second and 10.
And you can tell that App State's trying to remain balanced. And you saw that last week, opened up that game, throwing the ball all around. But you definitely don't want to get behind the sticks here against this Miami defense, because we've seen already. They got guys on that defensive line that can flat rush the passer.
They lost 3 defensive linemen to the NFL first rounders, Jalen Phillips and Gregory Rousseau, plus 6th-rounder Quincy Roche. But you're right, they are talented up front. Play fake, Bryce, caught by Sutton. Sutton spins away, and he's got enough for a first down. Finally pulled to the turf at the 36.
Clay, a quarterback's best friend is a wide receiver that will come back to the ball. Watch Sutton on this play. He comes down, and you'll see him just come back to that football. That way a defender can't get in front of it and get a hand on it. That's just a veteran wide receiver.
They stick with Peoples on the ground. Frank Ponce is the offensive coordinator for Appalachian State. He grew up here in Miami. Played quarterback at Miami Senior High School in the 80s. He feels good about this team's chances to put up some points tonight.
Yeah, he really does. He's back as the solo offensive coordinator after being at Louisville the last 2 years.
And stay with Peoples, and good pressure on that right side of the defensive line. It was Harrison, Hunt, and Miller combining on the stop. As you look at Frank Ponce, worked for Mario Cristobal at FIU. This is his 2nd stint with App State.
Yeah, he's a guy. Coach Clark said he comes in day one speaking the same language because he had already been here at App State before. That's a luxury for an offense. We got Thomas Hennigan, the wide receiver, at the bottom of the screen. He's the go-to guy.
Third down and 7. That's caught. Malik Williams, and he's going to be short of the line to gain to Corey Couch, sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, coming off a solid freshman season, made the stop, and now a decision to make for Sean Clark. He's keeping the offense out there for now.
I like this decision. I don't think you can give this ball back to Miami. I know it's just early in the game here, but you find a way to convert, get some points out of this, you're still right in it. I think you got to find Hennigan or Sutton. Sutton at the top of the screen.
No attempts on 4th down last week. First of the year for the Mountaineers, and they're going to pick it up, and they're going to score. Cameron Peoples bursting through a big hole up the middle, takes it 28 yards to the house.
And what a confidence builder. Look at Sean Clark. He says, absolutely, we go for it and not just get the first down, but get a touchdown out of it. Big confidence booster for this offensive line. This is just an inside zone, and what a great job. I think that was Anderson Hardy getting up to the 2nd level, getting on that linebacker, and Peoples does the rest.
3rd rushing touchdown of the year for Peoples, as Chandler Staten, the super senior out of Gainesville, Georgia, tacks on the extra point. Sunbelt's career scoring leader. And Cameron Peoples on 4th and short gets it to the end. 9 straight seasons with a 1,000-yard rusher for App State, by far the most in the FBS. And the running back core will get even stronger when Daetrick Harrington returns from a knee injury in a few weeks.
They had 4 running backs, Clay, last year go over 500 yards. So, okay, you stop Cameron Peoples. Maybe he doesn't have a great day. You got 2 or 3 other guys that can come in and get it done.
Coming out of the end zone is Keyshawn Smith, the freshman from San Diego, and he is punished at the 22-yard line by Milan Tucker. Now kick off your Week 1 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown crew. Patrick Mahomes is going to sit down with former Chiefs teammate Alex Smith, who's now part of our Countdown team, plus an inside look at what could be Aaron Rodgers' last dance in Green Bay. Jimmy Graham, a Chicago Bear now, but a former Miami star tight end, of course, played basketball here too.
How about that? Just 1 year of football here at the Union turns that into a 12-year career. I love it.
Starting a dozen years in the NFL this season. Bears will play the Rams in Week 1. De'Ara King, incomplete, trying to shoot it to the outside. He was looking for D. Wiggins, junior receiver out of Miami Southridge High School, to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was the old make them look like we're going to just run a quarterback run up the middle. He steps back, but it was well covered. Had to throw it away to the outside.
There's Don Chaney, who had the touchdown. Cuts it back up the middle. Big gash against this App State defense. Running with purpose across the 45 to the 46.
And what I'm seeing, Clay, is App State's defense having to bring a lot more guys up in the line of scrimmage. So now if that running back can break the first level, there's a lot of room to run.
Man wide open at Xavier Restrepo, the second-year freshman receiver. And that's going to be a first down into plus territory at the App State 40.
Now the freshman, Restrepo, of course, had the big touchdown last week. And look at the tempo of Miami. They like to go fast.
Play fake, trying to hit Restrepo again on the slant. Well covered. That time by Ryan Huff, the free safety. Restrepo made a beautiful touchdown catch in the second half last week. First touchdown of his career.
And he was a guy early in camp, just kept flashing. They said, hey, let's get this guy on the field. Got a nice hairdo there too, Clay.
Yes, he does. Well, let's see the feet. He can still get it done. De'Aaron King wearing a sleeve on that right knee tonight. Now there is a penalty marker down at the 33-yard line. It was a 16-yard pickup. It might be coming back.
During the run, holding, offense, number 2. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Remains second down.
It's on Chaney. You were talking about the up-tempo offense for second-year offensive coordinator Rhett Lashley. He calls it a power spread offense.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys. He likes to use every inch of that field, right? Likes to spread it out wide, spread it out deep, get your defense out there. And he knows Miami has speed. So if he can get wide receivers, running backs in space, one-on-one with a tackler, he likes those odds there.
They started really slow last week in Atlanta against the Tide. Took advantage of a short field on their first possession. And now another flag.
False start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's the left guard, Jalen Rivers. They had 7 penalties at Mercedes-Benz Stadium last week against Bama.
All right, and you can't afford penalties against Alabama. And you can't afford penalties in a game like this. A really good App State team comes in here.
You see how many penalty yards they racked up last season.
Self-inflicted mistakes.
So now second and a mile. King stays clean in the pocket, going to the sideline, incomplete. Trying to get Charleston Rambo involved in this offense, the Oklahoma transfer.
Yeah, he's their best weapon at wide receiver. Had 7 catches last week, but only 34 yards. I'd like to get him on a deep ball because he's the kind of guy that can go up and get it, has the speed to beat you down the field as well.
Yeah, he might be a guy that they look for again here, especially on 3rd down and long. Like De'Aaron King, he's a Texas native. King trying to go short, and that's tipped. DeMarco Jackson, their defensive leader, got 2 hands up, and the middle linebacker knocked it down to force 4th down.
How many times I talk about DeMarco Jackson this week, Clay, right? A bunch. He makes so many plays. Linebacker, been around here a long time, one of their top tacklers last week with 8. He's a guy, he's just, again, he studies the game. He can cover running backs and tight ends. He's good in the pass game, run game, does it all for App State.
Lou Headley comes out again. The Australian pinned App State inside the 5. The last time he kicked, he averaged over 47 yards per punt last year. No doubt this guy will kick in the league someday. Hennigan calling for the fair catch. And App State will have it at the 9. Cameron Peoples with a touchdown run of 28 yards on the last App State series. Let's go down to Tiffany Blackman.
Guys, you know, he was pumped about that. People said 9-3 last season. That wasn't good enough. He said that isn't who we are as App State. He said we play championship football, and certainly that run looked like a championship caliber run for him, guys.
Well, and what does Sean Clark say? He said 9-3 is a disappointment at App State, right? They're wondering what the heck's going on, because this is just a program that is used to winning and off to a good start here this year.
Bryce Throws a strike to Jalen Virgil. He tries to spin out of a tackle, but he's brought down by Tyreek Stevenson.
And so we talk about they got to stop the outside zone, right? Well, this is the inside zone. They just come right up the gut, and Cameron Peoples sees it, and he hits it. Just drops it down in that low gear and takes it to the house. And he's a guy, he had 6 runs of 30-plus last year, as we talked about, the 1,100 yards. It's a weapon.
Got another one in Nate Noel. He's in the backfield now to the right of Chase Bryce. He'll get it for a short gain. And it'll bring up another 3rd down as Zach McLeod, the 6th-year senior defensive end, made the stop. A converted linebacker has moved up front. A guy that they're going to count on a lot this year.
Yeah, another guy with tremendous speed in that D-line for Miami. Here we go. Here's another 3rd down opportunity for this defense. Try to get off the field. They brought, first time they didn't bring pressure. Last time they did bring pressure. We'll see what happens here.
App State hasn't converted yet. Pressure up the middle. Bryce had to hurry. Dunked it off short. Great catch and run by Noel. 1st down Mountaineers as he scampers to the 24.
What an effort. And what made this play break, Clay, is they brought Bubba Bolden from deep. He blitzes from deep. And then when he comes, you'll see 21 and somehow makes this catch. And then when you get by one guy, there's no safety in the back there, so he can pick up some yards for the 1st down.
He went to Miami Northwestern. He's fired up. That was a one-handed grab.
One-handed grab.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. They'll feed Noel again. Yeah, it's got to be exciting for all of the players on the field tonight, but especially the kids from South Florida, specifically Miami and the Fort Lauderdale area, playing in front of a throng again.
There's nothing like coming back home, and like you said, last year with no fans in the stadium and all that, now you get to play in front of your home crowd and have some people in the stands to get you going.
Williams goes in motion. Noel gets hit. There's Bubba Bolden throwing his weight around. So impressive. And now we're going to get a penalty flag. Boy, he's quick.
There are 2 fouls on the play, one by the offense, one by the defense. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 2. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 2. That is the first unsportsmanlike foul for each player. Those fouls offset. Result of play is 3rd down.
There's Corey Sutton and Tyreek Stevenson going after it. And a shove there, and here comes the penalty flag with no offset.
There's a couple of big dudes. Corey Sutton might be the best pro prospect for Appalachian State. The K-State transfer in his 3rd season with the Mountaineers, and Tyreek Stevenson, a newcomer to the Miami roster, transferred in from Georgia. 3rd down and 8. Chase Bryce over the middle and can't catch it. Malik Williams had his left hand on it, couldn't haul it in.
And maybe just a little bit too far extended for Williams. Great job is on the inside there. Good job getting open, but it's a little bit high on that football, and Miami's going to get off the field.
Well, Nate Noel made a one-handed catch on that drive. Williams can't keep the drive alive with a one-handed grab, so Xavier Sabach will come on for his 2nd punt. Stevenson back to return. High snap into the end zone. Sabach is going to knock it out of the end zone, and that will be 2 for the Canes. High snap for Christian Johnstone, the junior out of Loganville, Georgia.
And if you're App State, it's already a tall task to come in here and win.
Legal batting, kicking team, number 39. The result of that penalty is a safety.
And so it's already tough enough, and then they have a self-inflicted mistake like a high snap. Just can't have it. You see Sean Clark very upset. See, that's way high, way high. And he gets the bat out of the back of the end zone penalty, but it's still a safety. Here's Tyreek Stevenson. There it is. Safety.
Sean Clark was so pleased with the Thursday night win over East Carolina and Charlotte. He said they played complementary football. All three phases of the game they played well. He said that will have to be the case again tonight to pull an upset. And a special teams mistake there cost them 2 points.
It's already huge. 2 points, and now you give the ball back to Miami. That's a devastating self-inflicted mistake there by App State.
Finished 9-3 last year. They did not win the Sun Belt. And ended a streak of 4 straight league titles for Appalachian State. But with 17 starters back, they figure to be in the mix again.
Yeah, they get all the super seniors back, a ton of experience, a ton of production too. And again, they have a chance to play and be in this contest, but just can't have those kind of mistakes.
So a free kick. And Xavier Sabach won't require a snap. Let's just punt it from his own 20-yard line. Coming up, Keyshawn Smith. And it's actually Restrepo that gets it close to the 40-yard line. So time for our Fansville College Football Update, brought to us by Dr. Pepper. It was a bad week 1 for ACC teams. 3 top 15 losses, including Miami. Week 2, a little bit better. Pitt and Virginia both go to 2-0. Power 5 wins. Kenny Pickett and Pitt win at Tennessee. Virginia gets a victory over the Illini.
Kenny Pickett, we watched some of that game. He picked them apart. 285, 2 touchdowns. They were down 10-0 that game and had a 27-point second quarter. Way to get it done for Pitt.
He should be good. He's in his 12th year. Here's De'Aaron King as the Canes go back to work on offense and to finally get one to Will Mallory. Miami lost Brevin Jordan to the NFL, so Mallory's the next in line at tight end.
Yeah, he's a guy that got to get going. Utilize his height, but I'd also like to see them get De'Aaron King in rhythm. I think they're running the ball well, but I'd like to see De'Aaron King string together a couple completions here and get into form.
Now the run game gets stuffed as Cameron Harris gets thrust back. DeMarco Jackson leading the charge again.
Talk about those linebackers, not huge, but they got a ton of speed, a ton of athleticism, and there's a lot of guys they'll roll in at that linebacker spot. Got Jackson, Cobb, Harrington, Nick Hampton. 52, he's the leader of that bunch.
Sean Clark told you and I he practices so hard. Yeah. The game's just come easy for him. King being chased, throws on the run, nobody home. And it'll be 4th down. This App State defense feeding a little bit off of the leadership of DeMarco Jackson as the first quarter comes to an end. Home opener for Miami. We played 15 minutes at Hard Rock. Good one. Well, they're in for a test tonight as we start the second quarter. Lou Headley on. 3rd punt already tonight. And this is going to take a sideways bounce out of bounds near the 20 as we go down to Tiffany.
Guys, Chase Bryce told me that receiver Thomas Hennigan was one of the first guys to welcome him to App State, even giving him a place to live for a period of time. They were actually roommates on the road last weekend, but Hennigan told me that Bryce's snoring was so incredibly bad that he said no more. They actually talked about it, and it looks like Bryce is on his own, guys. He's got to stay in his own room now.
Well, that's an old veteran trick right there. You start snoring, then you get your own room, okay? But if you're Hennigan, it's always a good idea, Clay, to be roommates with the quarterback.
That's
might
right.
get a few more touches.
Hennigan, they haven't been able to get him involved yet in the offense. He's been the anchor of that receiving corps since 2017. The running game has been working real well, and Cameron Peoples, who had a nice breather, picks up 9 on 1st down.
Yeah, he looks refreshed. But I talked about before the game, a lot of the App State run game, outside zone, going to the perimeter. Now this is more of an inside zone, downhill action we're seeing. And I think Miami's defense, after practicing against that all week, is going to have to adjust.
Miami struggled against the run last year. Last week, Alabama's passing game was their Achilles heel. Bryce Young chewed him up for 344 and 4 touchdowns through the air. 2nd and 1. Peoples patiently finds the hole and picks up the first down. Keontre Smith, the weak side linebacker, makes the tackle.
A bunch of good linebackers for Miami. Keontre Smith, Corey Flagg, a freshman, had a great game last week. And they're going to need linebacker play tonight, Clay, with Peoples, Nate Noel. App State looks, as they always are, committed to this run game. Let's talk about Peoples. I mean, he's 220 pounds. That's a big running back there.
Bryce play action. And that is complete. And a penalty marker comes in. Christian Horn thrown down. Sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina, after about a 8-yard pickup. Not sure what the marker's about.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. Result of play, 2nd down.
No foul.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to see what the penalty was, and I didn't see much. So, and apparently the umpires agree. That's a good defensive play. He's coming back to the ball, didn't pull on the shoulder of the wide receiver. I'll pick it up.
So 2nd down and 1. And Peoples, we're going to take a loss on the play. There's Jafari Harvey, who's having a good first half, and Silvera also mixed up in it.
Clay, this is a run blitz. You see 2 Miami players coming off the outside, then you get the linebacker looping around. You don't just blitz to stop the pass. Sometimes you blitz it to stop the run. And right now, Miami knows we have got to stop this run. We want to have a chance in this ball game.
Silvera, big 300-pound 3 technique. App State has really struggled so far on 3rd down. Both teams have. Blitz comes up the middle. Bryce gets rid of it. High throw caught by Corey Sutton, and he gets into plus territory. Swung down at the 48 of Miami by Stevenson. It's a gain of 15 and a first.
And what a luxury for a quarterback. Sometimes if you can't make every throw perfect, you got to have a wide receiver that'll bail you out sometimes, and that's what Sutton did. You know, he's a tall guy, 6'3". That ball, it goes a little bit high, sails on him, but Sutton can jump up and pull it down, secure the catch, convert the 3rd down. Nice play.
Chase Bryce used 10 different receivers last week. It's safe to say he's got more weapons around him than he did in Durham last year. Already 6 receivers used tonight. And that's going nowhere for Noel.
And we talked to the coaches all week about Chase Bryce. And yes, he had the 15 interceptions last year, didn't have a good outing, but the coaches said, look, his first meeting in person with the Duke staff was a week before that season started, right? You talk about David Cutcliffe's offense, very complex offense to try and learn over Zoom. So that was part of the frustration, I think part of the reason he didn't play well. He's off to a better start here at App State, full off season, the whole deal.
The run play on 2nd and 10, and again, Jade Silvera coming in. Big number 1, throwing him back for a loss of 2.
You got to be a confident nose tackle, Clay, if you're going to wear number 1 like Silvera. But the kryptonite of a zone running game is penetration. What a fantastic play. Sylvester stays off. He's trying to get cut, pushes him down, gets off the block, and makes a tackle for loss. Great play.
Pembroke Pines, Florida.
If I'm Chase Bryce, I'm finding a bubble bullet, and he's even in deep half of the field.
Peoples, the bigger running back, is on the sideline. Noel is in for pass protection, the smaller running back, and now App State wants a timeout ahead of this 3rd and 12. We're going to step aside. 10:44 to go. Important honor great teachers across the country. To learn more about Extra Yard for Teachers, follow at CFP Extra Yard. 3rd down and 12. Appalachian State at midfield. Chase Bryce stays clean. Intended for Corey Sutton, well covered by Tyreek Stevenson. He has had a great start to his career at Miami.
It was a great job by Miami with a delayed blitz. They waited, just brought 4, but then on a delay brought 2 linebackers, got right in the face of Chase Bryce and forced a bad throw.
Led Miami with tackles last week. He had 9 against the Alabama Crimson Tide, and he's a dangerous return man too. They did not return 1 punt or 1 kick in Atlanta last week. Now Xavier Sabac had one sail over his head on his last attempt, resulted in a Miami safety. Much better this time. It's dead at the 12, and we're going to take another break. Back in Miami in a short moment. But they got a short field and scored on that one, but just 68 yards total so far.
It's De'Ara King that's got to get in the rhythm. I think give him some easy passes, try to string a couple completions together here.
King hands off. Don Chaney can't slip a tackle. Hit in the backfield. DeAndre Dingle Prince, the nose tackle, with a 3-yard loss.
Again, App State's defense not big. Prince just 265 pounds, but you see the quickness inside, get the penetration for the tackle for loss.
Second down and 12. Pressure off the edge. King going deep. Looking for his man. Falling down. Keyshawn Smith. And I think this is going to be pass interference on Stephen Jones.
And you see Stephen Jones trying to
Pass
run with him.
interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And Jones just got spun around there a little bit and kind of gave him the shove. It's a tough play, but if you can, as a defender, if you can get your eyes turned back to that football, they're less likely to throw it. But that's a break for Miami.
That secondary a little light. One starter missing. Caden Smith out for several weeks with a foot. Nick Ross sitting the first half tonight because of targeting last week. And De'Ara King stacked up at the 25 and thrown down. Caleb Sperlin, the undersized defensive end, combining with Trey Cobb on that hit.
And there was nowhere to go for De'Ara King. They've made a conscious effort, Clay, to try to get him more involved in the run game. It just really hasn't worked out for him so far.
Just 3 for 9 through the air. He's going to throw here. Backside pressure, steps away. King looking pretty nimble. Look out. Really slipped crossing midfield. Otherwise, he may have taken it all the way. Down to the 45 of Appalachian State, a gain of 29.
And what App State didn't want King to do was escape to his right so he can throw, but if you force him to his left, he can do this. And that's the De'Ara King of old, right?
There's a tempo again, going back to the air. He's going to find Mike Harley, their #1 slot receiver. And he gets to the 40-yard line. Let's go down to Tiffany.
Yeah, guys, De'Ara King looked to his mother for inspiration in his return back from that ACL injury. I'll send it back to you guys. I'll hit pause.
And they're going to run it to Chaney. And he'll get a couple. And there is De'Ara King's family, mom, Cassandra, on the left.
It's stressful being the parent of a football player, especially a quarterback. You know what I mean? I know she's sure proud of him.
There's a player down for Miami.
Yeah, guys, De'Ara looked to his mother for inspiration. She was battling breast cancer last year, and he told me she never complained once. And how could he complain dealing with just an ACL injury? That's what he said. He said his mom was always positive, and that's what he tried to do.
Yeah, and we have seen great maturity from De'Ara King. After that loss last week, said all the right things, as Miami is going to move the chains here. It's first down at the 35-yard line.
I mean, how tough is that to have an ACL injury that late in the season like he had last year, and then to come back from it? It's absolutely amazing, and just a testament to the will of that young man out there.
Sometimes it takes a year to recover. It took him 8 months. Here's Elijah Arroyo, the freshman tight end, with a good catch and run. And Miami deep now into Appalachian State territory after their 12-yard pickup.
And this is where I think Miami's going to try to find the tight end, Will Mallory. 6'5", he's got a height advantage.
King swings it to the outside. Here's Rambo. Getting free along the sideline. That's going to be another first down. He's pushed out by Trey Cobb.
It's almost Clay after that long run by King. He settled down a little bit and now is into a little bit of rhythm. Couple completions in a row.
6-1 out of Cedar Hill, Texas. King. And that's going to be incomplete. Rambo tried to haul that in, but well covered by Ryan Huff, the free safety.
It was a great job by Huff breaking on the ball, and something happened to his hand.
Ryan Huff, returning starter at that position for Appalachian State. He is shaken up.
I mean, that's the name of the game if you're a safety. Dislodge the ball from that wide receiver.
He is going to contest everything. He had 3 picks last year for the Mountaineers, and this is a guy they can ill afford to lose.
I mean, it's hard to we've talked about how good Demetrius Taylor is on the line and DeMarco Jackson, the linebacker, but I think maybe the strength of his defense is their defensive backfield. We talked about Ryan Huff, Sean Jolly, a great cover guy back there.
You know, I think all in all, Rocky, App State's defense has done a pretty good job. They're a little bit on their heels here, but when we talked to Sean Clark this week, he said a little concerned about just getting lined up defensively because of the tempo of Miami.
Yeah, that's the thing is you start thinking about everything and where am I aligned, and you look around and bang, that ball's being snapped. It's the most important thing when you're going against a tempo offense is get lined up. You get lined up, you have a chance. I saw Ohio State today, or excuse me, Oregon out there. When Ohio State's running the ball, they run tempo and they're kind of milling around a little bit. Can't do that as a defender.
How about that upset?
Man.
Oregon,
big, right?
Going into the shoe and knocking off Ohio State.
And they did it in the trenches, too. No Kayvon Thibodeau either, right? I mean, it was an amazing performance by the Ducks. Good for them. Good for the Pac-12.
Yeah, they needed a big win for Mario Cristobal, the head coach, former Miami Hurricane. Won a couple of national championships back in the day. All-American offensive guard. 10th play of this series coming up for De'Aaron King and the Hurricanes.
Mallory in the slot at the top.
Delayed handoff. Hampton read it all the way. The junior outside linebacker. Out of Anderson, South Carolina, it's 3rd down.
Active linebackers. I mean, look at that. Fighting off the offensive line, coming in. Look at a stick.
He really played well against East Carolina. Had a sack and a tackle for loss. Looks on his game again tonight. 3rd down and 11. King surveys, steps up, on the move, takes a bump, dives inside the 5-yard line to the 4. And now it's 4th down, and we'll see what Manny Diaz decides to do here.
I think there's any hesitation. He's going to go for this. I don't know.
I think you take the points, don't you?
I think you take the points here, absolutely. Had a nice drive. Quarterback's done a couple good things. Take the points here.
Andy Borregales is the true freshman kicker out of Miami. Of course, his older brother Jose won the Lou Groza Award last year. He's a very young kicker, but they have confidence in him. They're going to keep the offense on the field here.
Huge opportunity to swing momentum for App State.
Harris takes it in, but hold on. There's a flag down at the 6.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. That's a 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
And now the kicker will come out.
And I think the wide receiver at the bottom wasn't on the line, and that's where the call came from.
That's one of the impediments to going as fast as Miami does. Even coming out of that little mini break. Here's Borregales now. Good start last week, 2 for 2. And get 3 for 3 on the season. That was from 27 yards out to make it 12-7. The U.S. Open Men's Championship match will be tomorrow at 4 Eastern on ESPN. Number 1, Novak Djokovic taking on number 2, Daniil Medvedev. The Joker looking to complete the calendar slam. The men's preview show at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ESPN and the app. And then across the parking lot on Sunday Night Baseball, the Subway Series. Yankees and Mets wrapping it up. Special 8 Eastern start because of the U.S. Open Men's Final. It's on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app. Coverage begins 7 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown.
We'll find out if the Yankees won it. They've lost 9 of their last 11, but look at that. They've got the Blue Jays, the Sox, and the Yankees all kind of vying to get that wild card spot. That's a well-contested division right there.
5 teams battling for 2 spots in the American League wildcard race. So Miami with the scoring drive. 12 plays, 76 yards in 4 minutes and 12 seconds. And Borregales hitting a 27-yarder to make it 12-7. It took Miami until the second half last week to get the offense going. I think we're kind of seeing that again tonight.
Yeah, starting a little bit slow, but they've done some good things. I think that long run by Derek King really rejuvenated this offense.
Jalen Virgil, dangerous return man up the sideline. Nobody in front of him. He could go. Touchdown, Jalen Virgil. How about that for a response? 100 yards on the kickoff return for the super senior Jalen Virgil.
Jalen Virgil is a 10-200-meter guy, Clay. It makes you wonder why you'd even kick to a guy like that with such raw speed. And he showed right there what he can do.
And a man shaken up on the return.
And what an injection of energy.
Gilbert Frierson walking off for the Hurricanes.
And it's almost like App State, okay, Miami has the long drive and maybe they start to go a little flat there and then boom. Nothing gives energy to a team like a score on special teams.
Second career kickoff return touchdown. And there's a good crowd from Boone, North Carolina here tonight. App State always travels well.
They do.
As Chandler Staten comes on to tack on the extra point. And it's 14-12. Appalachian State.
They make the decision to kick the Virgil, takes it out of his own end zone, and then patience it, and then just the speed. Look, there's 2 Miami defenders that have the angle on him. He just walks them, pulling away. You don't see too many guys pull away from Miami defenders because they got such speed, but again, Jalen Virgil got that track speed. He's got the Mountaineers up back on top.
So a special teams mistake for App State, but they make up for it with the touchdown by Virgil. Weren't going to be intimidated coming in here, especially with such a veteran team.
No, they aren't. But you know that to come in here and try to complete a task like that, right? Coming in and beating the number 22 ranked team in the country in their own turf, you got to have some special plays. A play on special teams has got to be a part of that equation. They got it.
Keyshawn Smith gets it close to the 30-yard line, and we have seen a lot of laundry here tonight. Another penalty flag on the return. This is the 9th penalty of the night.
Then the return, holding, receiving team, number 9. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Let's go down to Tiffany Blackman.
I've got some key Miami injuries for you. Don Chaney is out with a lower extremity injury for the remainder of the game, as well as linebacker Keontre Smith dealing with a lower extremity injury. He's also out the remainder of the game, guys.
All right, so the running back core for Miami takes another hit. They're also without Jalen Knighton tonight. Rock, serving a team suspension.
Yeah, it's already not a deep group right there, right? Looks like Cody Brown becomes the guy behind Harris, but then losing a linebacker like Keontre Smith, not a good thing either for that defense.
So Miami behind by a couple. King going to take a shot to Smith. He lays out, and he hauled it in. What a catch by Smith. A gain of 36 yards.
Great job by the freshman. The concentration, and lays out and hauls that ball in.
And they snap it quickly, no review. Here's Harley now. Steps out of a tackle and dives ahead to the 45 of App State.
They're really turning up the tempo here now. You get a big play like that, the defense is a little shell shocked. Get right up to the ball and run another one.
De'Ara King now 8 of 15, 92 yards. That was a ball that was just out ahead of the receiver. And Smith, the speedy second-year freshman, hauled it in for a big play. And now Harley bobbles it and can't make the catch. Harley got banged up last week in that game against Alabama. Coming off a career year, he's a guy that usually makes that catch.
Yeah, he was a guy that wasn't sure he was going to be able to play, but he was in this game, and one you got to come up with.
Third down and 5. De'Ara King looking for Rambo on the out route. Makes the catch, and that's a first down for the Canes to their 37. Sean Jolly in coverage, but a pickup of 8 yards.
I'd really love to see Rambo continue to be involved in this offense.
It's the 5th catch for Rambo. Little flea flicker action. King trying to hit Harris, and he throws it high, but the offense might get bailed out here. It looks like an Appalachian State late hit.
Yeah, I think Harrington hit him late out of bounds. And it was unnecessary. That ball was incomplete, and now they're going to give a big-time break in Miami.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
He said number 9, so that's Demetrius Taylor.
So it wasn't Harrington. It was a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, I think both coaches at halftime are going to say, guys, we got to clean it up.
Yeah, got to clean it up. Both sides of the ball.
So now they're going to spot it at the 22. First down and 10. De'Ara King moving to his right, will throw, and that is going to be a catch. A couple of receivers were right in the same spot. Mike Harley's the one who hauled it in, but he was battling there with his own team. D. Wiggins also in the vicinity.
Yeah, we talked about Rhett Lashley. He loves to spread that field out, get wide receivers in space. You don't want 2 guys in the same spot. It was still fortunate it worked out for him, but.
Second and 6. Hit is Harris. Well, he hasn't really been able to get on track tonight. DeMarco Jackson.
Clay, you judge a linebacker by how many plays they make behind the line of scrimmage, and that's what DeMarco Jackson does, game in and game out. And for him, he just sees it and he hits it. A lot of times guys will see that play and they hesitate. He just goes.
That is incomplete. Mike Harley again probably should have had that. Drops it at the 10-yard line, and it's 4th down, and the field goal unit has to come out again.
Yeah, it looked like one he could have come up with. Nice job on the inside route. I mean, it's not a perfect throw, maybe a little bit outside, but that's one you got to come up with. Almost simple.
Almost 800 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. But I'll turn it over to the field goal unit. This will be a 35-yard attempt for Borregales. Hit one from 27 yards on the last series. Now the hold of Headley, I think that's blocked, yes. And special teams has been such a big part of this game tonight. Spurlin and Dawkins shot up the middle and blocked that football.
And I guarantee you, Sean Clark was talking about it all week. We need to play in the special teams. We got to have be an advantage for us. It looked like it was Caleb Spurlin got the left hand up, tipped that ball, number 97, just enough to send that ball off course.
Caleb Spurlin, 5'11", 235 pounds, a senior, a super senior, maybe a little undersized, but he plays so big. He caught a couple of touchdown passes last year in goal line situations. They use him in a variety of ways.
Yeah, you don't see many 5'11", 235-pound five techniques, but you can see the energy and the tenacity he plays with.
Bryce is going to take a shot on first down, some contact. Sutton got tangled up with Corey Couch, but no penalty flag.
I like the call here. You get a big-time stop there, get your offense back on the field, try to take a shot. The ball's just a little bit thrown too far out in front with pretty good coverage on the outside by Couch. That's the guy you want to go to, though, Sutton.
Chase Bryce, former Clemson Tiger, former Duke Blue Devil, replaces App State great Zach Thomas. They just want him to manage the game, but he has shown off his arm at times here in the early part of the season. Noel in the flat. We'll get a couple. And it'll bring up third down and fairly long. Wayman Steed, the weak side linebacker, with the stop.
You know, I think, Clay, Miami's tackling in the secondary has been better tonight, right? Last week against Bama, it was bad, real bad. I think they've done a better job tackling, better job with leverage, and that's what it takes.
And they had 10 tackles for loss, but I think you're right. Overall, it wasn't a great tackling game.
Yeah, it was in the secondary especially.
And try to get off the field on third down and 7 and give it back to the offense, and De'Ara King a chance to regain the lead before halftime.
Haven't seen much out of Hennigan yet tonight.
Hennigan doesn't have a catch. Still doesn't. It's Sutton cut down on the drag route, and App State will have to punt. Cam Kinchins and Gervin Hall. Great play.
It was a good job of reacting by the defense, but you know, I thought Chase Bryce had a little more time to let that route develop and let someone get past the sticks. I think you rushed that one, took the underneath route, and Miami came up and tackled, and that was it. Wait a little bit more time there. I think he had Hennigan coming back across to the other side of the field. If he'd waited a little bit, might have had him.
Miami should have really good field position here. Tyreek Stevenson standing right around the 35-yard line of Miami. Sabach with the punt. Good hang time. It is returnable. Stevenson finds some room, gets close to midfield, and then he is drilled by Caleb Spurlin. This week's college football rankings brought to us by Allstate. Busy day. The upset. Number 3 Ohio State goes down to Oregon at home. You can see that Oklahoma is leading. It's Western Carolina. Iowa State losing an in-state rivalry game against the Hawkeyes.
Notre Dame had a tough time putting Toledo away, 32-29. That game was, Toledo was leading at halftime in that contest.
Texas A&M barely winning at Colorado. Under 2 minutes to go. Miami has all of its timeouts remaining. King over 100 yards passing, flush to the right, and caught from behind by Harrington.
And this is a play, Clay, I just think in years past, before the knee injury, I just think De'Ara King gets out of this tackle and rushes forward. Just that sixth gear isn't quite there yet. And I hope it comes back for him again, just 8 months removed from the knee injury. But that's one, that is classic De'Ara King play right there, scrambling, picking up yards.
More pressure up the middle. King throws it high. Mallory wants a penalty flag. Madison Cone, the strong safety, who transferred in from Wisconsin, in on the coverage. It's going to be third down, and now you're thinking maybe Chase Bryce in this App State offense will have another crack.
And App State has 2 timeouts as well, so if they can get the ball back, plenty of time. It's a huge play for App State's defense here.
Miami 2 for 7 on third down. King, all kinds of time. Now he runs out of it. T.D. Roof. The outside linebacker comes in. That's a loss of 8 and a quick timeout called by App State.
What an incredible effort here by Roof. He gets knocked down, but he doesn't stay on the ground. He gets back up, and you got to credit the secondary right now for great coverage. That was a coverage sack, but T.D. Roof, relentless to the ball, brings him down.
That guy's a football player, of course, a coach's son, former App State defensive coordinator Ted Roof, who's now a defensive assistant at Clemson's his dad, and that's a big play as App State, leading by 2, is ready to get the ball back.
And it's those kind of efforts, Clay, right, that are going to be the difference in a game like this. He stays down on the ground. Maybe Derek King has enough time to find an open wide receiver, but just the relentlessness by Roof.
You know, the #1 goal in this game tonight for Appalachian State was to keep Derek King in the pocket. I think so far they've done that.
So far they've done that. You're right. They haven't let him escape to his throwing side where he's usually so good throwing off the run. And now a great opportunity with 1:42. A couple timeouts.
Thomas Hennigan, who's been quiet offensively. He can get a return here on special teams. And a kick for Lou Headley. See if he can pin him deep again. Fair catch called for. And App State will start at the 13. How big have special teams been tonight?
It's been absolutely huge for him, Clay. And, you know, Miami in a great job by just waiting for the coverage team to get down there, and then a bad snap by App State, and that results in a safety. And then this is the kick return. Really a huge momentum swing in this football game. Jalen Virgil and that speed down the sideline. And then, of course, the block kick by Sperling. You know, they always talk about special teams as 1/3 of the game, and sometimes it's just coach speak, right? But we can see the difference it can really make in a contest like this.
Nate Noel bounces off a tackle, lowers his shoulder pads, and gets across the 20. Steed and Stevenson bring him down.
Now, if I'm App State right now, I'm reaching that playbook, and I'm trying to find some way to get Thomas Hennigan the football. He's at the top of the screen. One of their best wide receivers, veteran guy. He's very savvy. He can make some plays for you. I'd like to see him get him the ball.
You know, Chase Bryce, no stranger to this Miami defense, faced him last year, even though it was a lopsided loss for Duke. He does know what this Miami defense can do. And he's going to run. Bryce gets to the outside. He's got a first down. You know, we don't talk about his legs much, but he's efficient when he has to.
Yeah, and App State's previous quarterback, Zach Thomas, he really was a great runner, and you saw a lot of those picking him up on third down. Not necessarily the best part of Chase Bryce's game, but a good job there scrambling and picking up the first. But I think they got to start putting the pedal to the metal here and start. I mean, this clock's ticking down under 30 seconds here.
Deep handoff to Peoples. He's had some big bursts tonight. Gets another first down carry close to the 40-yard line. And now we're under 30 seconds to go. App State still has one timeout to use. Peoples, nothing that time. We'll see if App State calls the timeout here.
No, they're just going to let it run down. I think they've gotten a big yardage play right there. They maybe try to push it, but I think they're going to take it into halftime here with a 2-point lead.
Sean Clark and Appalachian State looking for their first top 25 upset since that famous 2007 win under Manny Diaz. They've got 30 minutes to straighten things out and avoid an upset here tonight. That would make them 0-2 and knock them out of the top 25 for sure. Michael Hughes has it in the air, and this will be fair caught in the end zone by Mike Harley. So De'Ara King and the Canes offense come back out. 24 years old. He's older than 6 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. a veteran guy, a mature guy, and the kind of leadership that Miami needs right now, King can provide.
I mean, he's played a lot of football, a ton of experience. He's been in games like this before where maybe the offense has been a little bit inconsistent. And this is last week against Alabama. They started the third quarter with a great drive, 75 yards. They didn't get the touchdown. They went for it on 4th and 1. Let's see if they can put a drive like that together here.
First play from scrimmage of the second half. King rolling, finds a receiver, caught at the 40-yard line. And it's Keyshawn Smith. That's a gain of 17 and a good start for the Canes.
If you're App State, you've got to keep Derek King from rolling to his right. He's so dangerous. Look, throwing across his body, but still the arm strength to get it down the field. That's a great pickup on first down.
Miami fell 8 spots to number 22 this week. Still a lot of people bullish on this Miami program. Nobody home there. Charleston Rambo, the intended receiver. And again, they're trying to get him involved, but it's pretty much been a no-show tonight.
He has, but there's also, they've been trying to get Mallory involved. They've been covering him up. But an opportunity like that, got a wide open wide receiver. King's got to hit him.
2 catches, 20 yards. He is a deep threat. They really haven't stretched him yet this year. Delayed handoff to Cameron Harris. He'll get a few. It's going to be 3rd down and fairly long so far on 3rd down tonight. Miami 2 of 8.
And outside of Derek King, Miami's rushing attack hasn't done much since really that first series. Looked like they really were leaning on that big offensive line, and we're going to break it out. Haven't seen much since.
See what Dale Jones, the defensive coordinator, the 2nd year back at App State after a year at Louisville. See what he dials up. Pressure coming off the edge. King is hit, got rid of it, and he finds Rambo. Did he get a foot in? Yes, he did. What a catch for Charleston Rambo.
And that's why you got to go to number 11, because he can make things happen like that. Look at this, contorts his body all the way around. Presence of mind to get the foot down. Did he get the left foot in? Absolutely.
He got 2 in.
What a fantastic catch, and a great job of King too. He took a shot coming off the side, still delivered that football.
33-yard pickup to the 22, man down for App State. We'll check on him when we come back. The free safety was shaken up on the last play. 1st down and 10 for Miami. Their first touch here in their second half, down a couple from the 22-yard line. Derek King getting some heat. There's Earl chasing him around. Flushed out of the pocket. Derek King scampers out near the 10-yard line and close to a 1st down.
Now that really looked like the old Derek King. They kept the play alive, tried to get a wide receiver open. It wasn't there. Tucked it and ran, made some guys miss, cutting across his body. It looked good.
Harris finds a hole and he finds the end zone. Touchdown, Cameron Harris. One of the better athletes on the field tonight, and he's got his 2nd touchdown.
And what a great drive by Miami to start the second half. And that run by Harris right there just came downhill on a track right now and punched it in.
Andy Borregales. That was a bad snap, bad hold, but Borregales bangs home the extra point to put Miami back in front 19-14.
You get a big run by Derek King. And we've talked about the tempo of this offense. They get a good play and they get right back up the line. And this thing is, look, just downhill offensive line. Good job by the tight end. You got the 2nd level blocking the linebacker. And this is the big play. This is the best run Derek King has had this entire year. Making a guy miss, make another guy miss, pick up yards with his legs. You see the magic of Derek King and why Manny Diaz is so happy to have him back.
Well, when he was a freshman and fresh, those legs were really fresh. I mean, he used to do things like this at Houston when he was a wide receiver and a kickoff return specialist.
Yeah, he just did so many amazing things when he had the ball in his hand. They're like, well, let's put him at quarterback. Let's see how that goes. And he's really just been one of the more electrifying college football players in the last 4 years.
Over 10,000 yards of offense in his college career at Houston and Miami. First time that he's had the same offensive coordinator 2 years in a row, and it's Brett Lashley, of course, and they have to feel a little bit better about the way things went on that series.
Ran to a Miami coach in the hallway before the game, and I asked him about King. He says he's one of the top people I've ever met in my entire life. Just as a human being, how he carries his business, coming back from the injury. A true leader on that football team.
A 100-yard kickoff return tonight for Virgil already. This one deep enough in the end zone, he cannot return it. And the Mountaineers will start at the 25. Chase Bryce in the first half. Again, nothing flashy for sure. Did have the interception. It was tipped at the line. Yeah. But again, his job, Rocky, is to just manage the football.
Manage the offense, but I think it's time for him in this game to start making a couple special throws. Again, he doesn't want to start to do too much, or he's putting the ball in harm's way here. But I really would like to see them get Thomas Hennigan going in this game.
Yeah, Hennigan has no catches in this football game yet. The senior receiver, there they spot him. Hennigan be pulled out near the 35-yard line. He looked good last week in Charlotte. 4 catches to 114 yards and a touchdown.
He's just a great route runner, veteran guy, so he's smart. He knows how to position his body and shield the defender off. I'd say let's get him more involved in this game.
Played through a hamstring injury last year. He's back to 100%. Lines up on the outside, top of your screen. They run it though with Peoples. What a good first half. Cameron Peoples, 12 carries, 68 yards and a touchdown in the first 30 minutes.
It's really been the interior run game for App State, and I think the reason is they know Miami's defensive line is so fast. So why try to get to the perimeter where those fast guys can just run you down? Go straight downhill and neutralize that speed. It's been effective.
First series of the second half for Appalachian State. Back to Hennigan. Physical after the catch and gets it out to the midfield line. That's a gain of 8.
It's a great job. Hennigan's, I think he's starting to feel it, Clay. Got him the catch earlier and then get him another touch here. Break a tackle, break another tackle. Yeah, love seeing number 5 involved. You mentioned earlier, last year had the hamstring injury, so he never really was that dynamic playmaker like we're used to seeing. Now he's back healthy. You can see how big that is for this offense.
Henry Pearson in at the H-back to block for Cameron Peoples. Another run to the right side. And he's going to be close to the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd down and short as Jonathan Ford, the defensive tackle, makes the stop as we're under 12 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Last time in this situation, App State ran the ball.
Bryce keeps it and slides for the first down.
What a great play call right there. Miami's defense all week, they're talking about, look, Chase Bryce isn't a run threat. So what do? Big 3rd down. Everybody closes on the running back. He keeps it, picks up the first down. Great call there.
Let's go down to Tiffany.
Becoming more mobile was something that Chase Bryce told me was an emphasis when he talked to the coaches here. He dropped some weight. He was 235, 238-ish when he came in. Now he's down to 223, 225, and he says he's moving a lot better, guys.
I would move a lot better if I lost 15 pounds, I'll tell you that much. Peoples moving well. And he gets it to the 30, to the 28 of Miami, a gain of 18 for Cameron Peoples, who's been the better of the Cameron-named running backs here tonight.
Just give it to Peoples. Get another downhill run, neutralize the speed. Look at those high knees pumping like Eddie George back in the day. Keep giving it to 6.
Looking to throw on first down. Pumping as Bryce finds his tight end, Pearson. And the veteran tumbles inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. First down and goal to go, App State.
And this is what a great run game gives you. Just a little quick play action, a little pump. And just throws a little bit off course there. If he can hit Pearson in stride, that's a touchdown. It's a missed opportunity there, but still a nice play, nice game for App State.
I get a timeout on the field. A Miami player is down. It's Zach McLeod, who is being helped toward the sideline.
And We talked about already Keontre Smith, their starting linebacker, out. Now it looks like Zach McLeod, one of their best pass rushers, a fifth-year senior, coming off the field.
Well, how about Appalachian State after the scoring drive by Miami on 6 plays in under a minute and a half, coming right back and marching it down the field, and they've got it at the 5-yard line, first down and goal to go.
And really every time tonight they've answered. Miami's had a good play, or App State had a bad snap on a punt. They've always come back and answered.
Peoples, and he's stretched out and thrown out of bounds. DeAndre Johnson was there. Gervin Hall, the starting safety, got to him first, second down and goal to go.
You can just see why getting to the perimeter is so hard on this Miami defense. Everybody in a green jersey out there can run.
Manny Diaz back as defensive coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator for 3 seasons before becoming head coach. His guys really need to bow their necks here. Play fake. Chase Bryce to the back of the end zone, incomplete. Mike Evans, the tight end, tried to bring it in. It was a little high, and the 10th play of the drive will come up next.
That's another missed opportunity for Bryce. Another throw that goes high. He's wide open. Just, God, you got to put that ball on the money. He's right there. That's a big target you're throwing to. And those are the kind of plays Bryce needs to make in a game like this. And you got Sutton at the bottom of the screen. The best wide receiver, manned up, singled out there.
Virgil coming to the near side, has a blocker. And he's cut down at the 5-yard line by Tyreek Stevenson. 4th down.
And I know Virgil runs a 10-200 meters, but again, this Miami defense is fast. You just can't get around them. It's hard to get to the perimeter. The more downhill runs, north-south, has been the way to go for App State. I expect them to go back to that. And just a missed opportunity. There are 2 opportunities for a touchdown there, both the tight end. One where he threw it behind the tight end for a catch, and then the missed one in the end zone.
And that is good. Just inside the right upright for Staten from 22 yards out. Rick Hughes followed by Northwestern Duke, and in the nightcap at primetime, presented by Geico Virginia and number 24 North Carolina. And if you don't have the ACC network, go to ACCN.com for instant access. Sam Howell and North Carolina in week 1 look pretty pedestrian. Are you still high on the Tar Heels?
He's got to start showing something. Again, he's got a new offensive line. Didn't really get much help from his receivers either in that game, but I'd like to see him elevate his game here if he truly wants to be a Heisman contender.
So after the Staten field goal, Miami set to get it back. They scored on their last possession. And did that get out of bounds? Yes, it did, before reaching the end zone. And special teams has been a big factor here tonight. Let's go back to the last drive and the missed opportunities for App State.
And it was a nice drive responded by App State, but just 2 errant throws by Chase Bryce. That one should have been a touchdown, hitting the tight end in stride, and that one just sailed a little bit high. And you know Chase Bryce wishes he could have that one back, as his guys were coming off the field after field goal. He said, hey guys, that's on me. And he has got to be better down the stretch here. They want to have a chance in this game.
Good field position to start this series from the 35. De'Ara King getting some pressure from Hampton. Low throw. It is scooped up and caught by Smith. A gain of 4, 2nd down.
And just back to Bryce real quick. You go back to his year at Duke. Yes, he had the interceptions and all that, but he also just completed 55% of his passes. So accuracy was an issue then, and a little bit here tonight.
Cameron Harris, he's in the backfield. He'll get it here. He had a touchdown on the last series. And good second effort to get the first down. He was wrapped up by DeMarco Jackson. Spartanburg, South Carolina native, the leader of this App State defense, but he couldn't keep him from getting to the sticks. It's a gain of 7.
He made a tackle with one arm. He was getting blocked and just held one arm out there. Got him down.
King out of the pocket. This is where he can be very dangerous. App State is able to get him to the sideline and work him out. Palin, the South Florida kid, forced him to the sideline. Second down coming up.
And we don't see Demetrius Taylor out there. He's their best defensive lineman, number 9. I don't know what the story is, if he's injured or what it is, but he's a dynamic playmaker, and that's his side. He plays that defensive right end. And we need to get number 9 back in there.
And Harris hurdles the tackler and gets close to the 50, but this is third and fairly long. You know, another thing too, Rocky, I've noticed, we haven't seen the breakneck tempo the entire game. At spurts, yes, but not consistently.
Yeah, that last drive they did a good job with. They got a great play and then got back up the line. It's been a little bit disheveled tonight.
Third down and 7. They've only converted 3 third-down situations tonight.
Okay, Demetrius Taylor back in the game. He's at the defensive end toward the bottom of the screen, number 9.
Here comes the rush. King slides up. Got caught by Caleb Sperlin. They forced him out of the pocket and right into the tackle of Caleb Sperlin. It's 4th down and long.
Well, asking you shall receive. You see Taylor off to the left side. Just a great, we call that the hump rush, where you just bring that arm and toss the offensive lineman. That forced King out of the pocket, and then Sperlin made the tackle. That was a big-time play there on 3rd down by Taylor.
Lou Headley's been busy tonight. Miami's net punting was almost 45 yards per kick last year. That set an FBS record. He's going to punt rugby style to Hennigan. Big time hang time. Inside the 15 is where the Mountaineers will have it. Down a couple. 6.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter in Miami. Good. First home game with a real crowd since Jaron Williams broke a Canes record with 6 touchdown passes against Louisville way back in November of 2019. Fans have been on the edge of their seat since the start of this game. App State giving them a rub here tonight. This is Nate Noel cutting it up. Good first down carry. And, you know, Chase Bryce is a game manager. I think we've established that, Rocky. That's what the coaching staff wants from the Duke transfer. But at some point, he's going to have to make a few throws.
Look, if you're going to come into Miami, into Hard Rock Stadium, and pull out an upset victory, your quarterback has got to make a couple throws. Doesn't have to be 10 of them, but he's got to make a couple throws to be the difference in this game. And he has about a quarter and a half to make that happen.
Run play again on 2nd and 4. And it'll be about a yard shy of the first down for Nate Noel. You know, it's not easy replacing a guy like Zach Thomas, the quarterback for App State the last 3 years. 88 total touchdowns, a great passer, an exceptional runner. Oh, good effort. And that's a first down for Noel.
What a drive right there by Noel, right? He's a smaller guy, 5'10", about 185, but he runs good between the tackles. He's constantly moving forward, going north-south. What a great conversion.
He's got 10 carries now. He had 15 last week for 126 against East Carolina, as both he and Peoples went over 100 in week 1. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Play fake. Chase Bryce stays clean, going deep. This is the throw he needs to make and can't connect. Jalen Virgil, who's very quick, couldn't get under it.
Just a little bit far. And he had the time, and he had the wide receiver with the speed to do it. Just a little bit long on that throw. It would have taken a great throw, but again, those are the ones that you got to make here and there to give your team a chance.
Bryce, of course, part of Clemson history. No one will forget that Syracuse game that preserved their undefeated record. And helped lead them to a national title when Trevor Lawrence got hurt. Noel that carry, Hall the stop. Another third down coming up for Appalachian State.
And they're running the ball so well that really makes the play action pass something that you can use. And you see the Knight Peoples and Noel have had really leading this offense.
App State 4 of 11.
Miami showing the blitz off to the offense's right side. App State going to check the call.
Number 12, Jafari Harvey is their best pass rusher. He drops back. Bryce throws, and that is going to be a first down for the tight end, Mike Evans.
And watch this catch by Evans here. Kind of turns back around, contort his body a little bit the wrong way, but it made it happen for the first down.
He's a veteran guy. They need to step up this year. He's been a little banged up in recent seasons, played only 3 games last year. That's a big conversion. Keep this drive going.
That's 2 in a row, partner, on this drive.
Chase Bryce again, hands off. Keep feeding Nate Noel, the Miami native. Another guy who went to Northwestern High School. So many in this game came out of that prep school. Utah, BYU, 10:15 Eastern time on ESPN. That's always a great battle. Of course, we know BYU's headed to the Big 12 in 2023.
How about that news this week, right?
Big news.
My hometown, the Cincinnati Bearcats, are all excited. They're going to be joining the Big 12 as well.
Same with Houston, UCF. That's a short run as Miami allows just a yard there. So third down again for Appalachian State. And this is a big down in this football game.
This is huge, and this is the opportunity we've been talking about. This is where Chase Bryce has got to find a way to make a big throw.
We'll see what Frank Ponce, the offensive coordinator, dials up. See third down. They were 5th in the FBS last year.
You see Corey Sutton at the bottom of the screen, man-to-man. Looks like Miami's showing the blitz.
They bring 5. Broken up, intended for Sutton. But getting a hand in there, Stevenson. He's shaken up on the play. Bolden was also in the vicinity. And it'll be 4th down.
And this is just nice coverage there by Tyreek Stevenson. Stayed inside. He knew they'd come with a slant route. Reached his left hand and knocked that ball away. That's great defense.
I think he ran into Bubba Bolden, or Bolden ran into him.
Yeah.
Remember, Bolden last week was ejected for questionable targeting on the last play of the first quarter last week.
Yeah, it looked like Bolden kind of hit him in the back as he was following through there. But a great defensive play by Tyreek Stevenson, forcing the punt. Got a bunch of good cornerbacks here for this Miami team. I'm sorry, buddy. Nothing like a little friendly fire out there sometimes. It's one thing when the other team hurts you. It's another when your own team does it.
Boy, they have some physical defensive backs in Miami again this year. So Xavier Sabach comes on for the punt. Another Australian, a super senior. Put 2 of his 4 kicks inside the 20 last week. That's what they would like him to do here. Rugby style. Restrepo is buried at the 15-yard line. Great coverage getting down there. Nick Ross, remember, he sat out the first half. Makes a great play on special teams. The 52nd season of Monday Night Football kicks off this Monday with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in Vegas to take on the Raiders. Steve, Brian, Lewis have the call. Lisa Salters and John Perry on the field. 8 Eastern time. Lamar Jackson, of course, the Heisman winner in 2016. He'll begin his 4th season in the NFL. He's only 7 months older than De'Ara King. Think about that.
I think he's been playing a long time. He's just 25. But man, how about the Ravens getting hit with the injury bug? Gus Edwards, the running back, Marcus Peters, the cornerback, back-to-back plays in practice this week.
Here's King. Boy, he's looking like the De'Ara of old with that knee showing no signs that he had surgery 8 months ago.
He really has looked better tonight. Now, again, just the raw speed, I don't know if it's there or not, but you see the escapability. He's just a water bug out there. You can't get a hold of him. Tremendous quickness.
Cameron Harris taking it wide. Gets out of a tackle across the 40, the 45, and down near the 47-yard line. DeMarco Jackson finally chased him down. A big gain here as this running game is finally starting to find traction.
Yeah, like getting that ball on the outside there by Harris.
That was a gain of 19 for Harris. King throws. That's a first down catch. Keyshawn Smith. And he's pulled down at the 40 by Stephen Jones. Into plus territory after that Baker's dozen.
And what a great pocket the offensive line gave De'Ara King right there. Didn't have to panic, could set his back foot and deliver a nice throw for the first down.
Miami, no turnovers here tonight. They had 3 turnovers last week. They've done a good job protecting the football.
Yeah, between the defense not being able to get off the field on third down and the turnovers, that was the big story of that game.
They didn't have 3 turnovers in any game last year. Off his back foot, King got it to Harris. Boy, DeMarco Jackson, quick closing speed to make another tackle.
And this is a play, Clay, that it could have been really, really bad for App State. But look at the linebacker retracing his steps, and you see the speed. And if he don't make that tackle right there, and people, I mean, he's gone. Cameron Harris is gone down that sideline.
And now Madison Cone is down. Transfer from Wisconsin. Looked really good in week 1 for Appalachian State. And 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. There's De'Ara King, and for more on him, let's go down to Tiffany.
You guys, safety Bubba Bolden told me that King is the heartbeat on this team. So not only does he lead on the field, but he backs it up off of it. He's got several NIL deals, and he's not just looking out for himself. Anytime he's asked to do something, he looks to include his teammates so that they can get in on the deal and split the profits from it, guys. Such a great teammate there.
Yeah, it's, look, like a quarterback spreads the wealth on and off the field. He's a great leader for this team.
Became the first college athlete to sign a deal with a pro sports team back in August. The NHL's Florida Panthers signed him to be a celebrity spokesperson. We've talked to De'Ara over the years, and he's a great personality.
Absolutely. And it's easy to see why he's the leader of this football team.
Harris again on 3rd and 2. Boy, he has really found his rhythm. Picks up the first down.
Yeah, I think between him and this offensive line, they've really found something going here. We've talked about how big this offensive line is. They average 325, and you just wonder, as this game goes on, a little bit undersized front for App State, is it starting to take its toll?
Their last home opening loss, 2006, to Florida State at the old Orange Bowl. They really need to finish this drive.
Yeah, it's been an impressive drive so far, but it won't mean anything unless they come away with 7 here. In App State, they cannot afford to let Miami score a touchdown, go up 2 scores.
King wants to throw. He has completed his last 4 passes, going for the end zone. Looking for his receiver, Harley. Contact, penalty flag.
And that may be offensive pass interference. Looked like Harley pulled the defender down at first glance there.
I think you're right.
Pass interference, offense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, first down.
A huge penalty. They're getting inside the red zone here, and you see the right arm just pulls the defender down, and you wonder why he did that. You got to let that hand go. I mean, the pass is off the mark there for sure, but then you'd make a bad situation worse by committing the OPI.
And that may be why he did it, just seeing that the ball was off track and was trying to prevent an interception.
Yeah, maybe the defender pulled off. I don't know if he could have made that play, but either way, that's a big penalty.
So now 1st and 25. They'll try to pick up some with Harris, and he is spun down by Sperlin, and now a few boos coming from the crowd here at Hard Rock.
Yeah, I don't think they like that play call there.
Boy, Sperlin's having a great game.
I think you're Miami. Don't you got to get Charleston Rambo going? Don't you get the ball to some of those wide receivers on the perimeter? Let them make a move.
2nd and 25. Dancing King, and there is Rambo hit fast by McLeod. Jalen McLeod with a crushing blow and another loss.
And maybe that's why they're not getting the ball to the perimeter. Look, just great zone defense. He sees the quarterback release the ball and just shot out of a cannon. Boom. It's a great heady play by the defense. They know they're going to look the way of Rambo right there.
There's Rhett Lashley, the offensive coordinator. His offense now looking at 3rd down and a field trip. 27 yards to keep the drive alive. They're going to check it down to Mallory. And nowhere near the line to gain, and it's 4th down. Now what do they do? Are they going to bring out the field goal unit?
This would be a long field goal. What, 54 yards or so?
They're going to bring out Lou Headley, who's a weapon as far as punters go in this country, one of the best in college football. And they're going to try to pin Appalachian State deep. They've done it already a time here tonight.
This is a smart move here rather than try to kick a really long field goal. You got Lou Headley. How many times have we seen him over the years pin the offense back inside the 5-yard line? This would be a heck of an opportunity right now to do just that.
And they're going to take a delay of game to give Headley a little more room.
Delay game, kicking team. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Well, Manny Diaz has got to be sweating this a little bit. It's one of those games you knew that App State was not going to be afraid of veteran team. They've been known as college football's David ever since that 2007 upset of Michigan. Weren't going to be intimidated coming in here.
And that's the cardinal rule, Clay, right? With underdog teams coming in, what do you got to do? You got to put them away quick. And you allow a team like this to just hang around. You never know what they may do.
6th punt for Headley. All 5 have been inside the 20. Here's another one.
Amazing.
This one inside the 5 at the 2.
What a weapon number 94 is for Miami.
Al Blades, number 7, kills him at the 2-yard line. And that's how you do it in Australia and in America. Cameron Peoples will get a couple. And Jade Silvera, the big defensive tackle, makes another stop. 2nd down.
And just back to Headley real quick. I mean, talk about what a weapon that is. I mean, you're talking 23 yards of field position there, right? I mean, 23 hidden yards. How many coaches wouldn't want an extra 23 yards in the game? He's done it time and time again tonight.
They intentionally took the delay of game to give Headley a little more room. They declined it. It didn't matter ultimately. Play fake from the end zone. Chase Bryce on the hook. He's going to be hit at the 3. Amari Carter, who had an interception in the 1st half, makes a big play here for Miami.
And he was trying to get Hennigan. He was open late, but just look at that great job by Carter, just patiently waiting, didn't let him get outside, and then as soon as he got close enough, just hit the Jets and brought him down. What a great play.
Well, this is the down where Chase Bryce has to do something.
This is it. This is the biggest throw of his App State career. Got to find a way to convert.
It's only in its 2nd week, but I think you're right. 3rd down and 8. Play fake. Stands tall, downfield. Looking for Sutton. There's a bump as he got tied up with Stevenson. No penalty marker. Tyreek Stevenson has been involved tonight.
He's done a great job covering. Right in the hip pocket, the head turns back around. It's not a penalty. Just Excellent coverage there by number 2.
And Stevenson will stay out for this punt return. It's going to be great field position for the Canes.
Really haven't seen any route combinations to get guys open from App State tonight. We've seen a couple launches down the sideline, some short passes, but nothing in that route tree to get a guy open in man coverage.
Sabach doesn't have the leg of Headley. This one bounces at the 44, scooped up. Stevenson gets it inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. This is going to be the best starting field position tonight for Miami. Well, kick off your Week 1 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown crew. Patrick Mahomes sits down with Alex Smith, now part of our Countdown team, plus an inside look at what might be Aaron Rodgers' last dance in Green Bay. All that and more right up to kickoff on Sunday. Tumultuous offseason for Aaron Rodgers, but he's telling Packer fans he's all in to help Green Bay win. De'Ara King sprinting to the near side. Has some room. How about the 6th-year senior? He's been good on his feet tonight.
Yeah, and I think right now De'Ara King said, I'm going to put this game in my hands. Give me the ball. And just not hurt, not put the shoulder down. There you go. I love it. Love watching De'Ara King.
13 carries, 79 yards on the ground. He's going to be sacked here as T.D. Roof comes in. That's the 2nd sack for Roof tonight.
Yeah, T.D. Roof made a couple plays behind the line of scrimmage. This App State defense, we've talked about it all night, very active. A lot of speed out there. And this is where Miami, you want to try to pick up at least half this thing. Get this ball inside the 20-yard line. Give yourself an opportunity on 3rd down.
On the draw, King.
Yeah, see?
And here come the boos again.
I don't like that call either.
Again, 2nd year, De'Ara King working with Rhett Lashley. He's never had the same offensive coordinator 2 years in a row.
It's just a little tentative right there on that play. I like to see those weapons get the ball in their hand with a chance to make a move in space. That's normally what Rhett Lashley does. Get a guy in space, let him make a play.
Rambo's in single coverage. Up at the top of the screen. King all time to throw, and he'll come back over to the far side for Rambo. And well short of the 1st down yardage needed. Sean Jolly, good coverage there, closed quickly, got him to the sideline. So 4th down, and the field goal unit comes out.
That's great coverage all across the field by App State. Nowhere for King to go with that ball. And this is a huge kick right here for Miami.
Andy Borregales, a freshman from right here in Miami. His brother Jose, the Luke Groza winner last year. 38-yard attempt. Hit one earlier tonight. Got it. And the lead is 5. Still a 1-score game.
In part by the uncorked slushes, only at Sonic.
Miami coming off that 31-point loss to Alabama, the #1 team in the country last week. They kind of told us this week our season really starts tonight. We learned a lot from the Alabama game. Now we think we can put that to use. We're going to take care of business tonight, but even after that scoring drive that resulted in a Borregales field goal, they're only up 5 late.
Yeah, they haven't been able to put App State away, and that's the thing. Underdog team coming in here, keep letting them hang around. But how about App State's defense right there? Miami gets the ball on App State's about 35-yard line, and they hold them to just a field goal. That's huge.
Chase Bryce, former Clemson Tiger, before going to Duke. Part of Clemson history against Syracuse 2018 with Trevor Lawrence injured. He takes off the penny. The baseball cap goes into the game, and all he does is lead 2 fourth-quarter touchdown drives to keep the Tigers unbeaten on their way to that national title.
Yeah, and that 4th and 6 play was unbelievable. And yeah, I mean, Clemson doesn't have a national title ring if Chase Bryce doesn't come in and win that game.
Up to now, that's all he's known for, really. He can make a name for himself in a different way here tonight.
You're absolutely right. He has an opportunity to say, there's more to me than just that one play, that one drive in the fourth quarter. And now he's going to start off with an offensive penalty.
Cooper Hodges.
Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's a mistake you don't expect a veteran like him to make. 27th career start. He's been all Sun Belt the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's a real good player. Plays with a ton of edge out there, mean streak. When we talk about penalties, were a huge part of the first half.
So 1st and 15 for Chase Bryce. Play action. Throws. Come back to Hennigan. And he's tackled at the 30. So they get a chunk of it back. Gervin Hall makes the tackle. Coastal and Louisiana shared the Sun Belt title last year. They're favored to win the Sun Belt East and West respectively this year. Number 17 Coastal beat Kansas last night. Last year that was considered an upset, not this year.
Not this year, yeah. And that was really the toughest non-conference game on Coastal's schedule. They won it with authority.
We'll see if App State can get an upset here against number 22. They're going to move the chains. Nate Noel with the first down. App State since 2015, 65-15. And since 2018, they've had 3 different head coaches and several coordinators. I mean, this program just keeps reloading.
It's like Alabama, right? They get coaches that leave and come and go, and they just keep reloading.
1st and 10. How about Nate Noel? The Miami native, lightning quick, gets it close to another App State first down.
So right now, if you're watching App State, they're getting some positive gains in the run game. I'll go back to what we said a little bit earlier, partner. Chase Bryce got to make a throw.
Yeah.
Got to be a big throw on this drive somehow, somewhere, some way.
He's used a bunch of receivers again here tonight. 10 last week, 9 tonight. 2nd and 1. There's a catch by Sutton into plus territory with forward progress to the 48 of Miami.
Nice rhythm on that throw there. As soon as Sutton puts his foot in the ground and comes back to the ball, Bryce puts it on the money. That was a nice throw and catch. Way to get Bryce in some rhythm here.
Bubba Bolden in on that tackle. Cameron Peoples is going to check into the game at running back. Peoples, the leading rusher for App State, 97 yards on the ground plus a touchdown. They'll feed it to him here, and they were ready for him. Jade Silvera's had himself a game. Number 1 in on that stop, also Jordan Miller.
And watch Silvera. I mean, he just pushes the offensive lineman's body right back into the lap of the running back. I mean, this is just raw power. You see him on this right side there, push him back, make the tackle. Ooh, that is big time stuff there for the defensive lineman there wearing number 1.
Makes him look a little bit less than 300.
A little more slender, yes.
2nd and 12. Chase Bryce loads, fires, looking for Williams. And there's the throw you were talking about, Rocky. Malik Williams hauls it in inside the 10.
And you put this ball on the money, play action. Didn't rush it, set his feet, and then put it up high where only Malik Williams could go get it.
The number 2 receiver last year for Appalachian State. They feed him again, and he gets it out inside the 5. Gervin Hall ushered him to the sideline. 2nd and goal.
And we saw last week the first touchdown Chase Bryce had was a similar play, just like one of those post routes right over the middle. He sees the wide receiver and just lays it right in that basket.
An interception coming early in this football game. First quarter, it was tipped at the line for Bryce. He's got him inside the 5, looking to the end zone. Throws, man open, guess who? Malik Williams. 3 straight plays. And the Mountaineers are back in front.
And they're going to go for 2 on this play. And some boos from this Miami crowd. They don't like the way App State just move this ball down the field. Little play action, get the defense to go to the right. And he almost overthrew that one to the left a little bit, but Malik Williams jumped out of the stadium and got it.
And he puts 2 fingers up immediately as they're going to try to make this a 3-point difference. Peoples, the lone setback. Fumble. And that's going to be a blown play and a blown opportunity to get this to a 3-point game. But the Mountaineers lead it with under 6 minutes to touchdown. The go-ahead score, failed 2-point conversion. Still could be a big factor in the way this game ends up. But for now, App State's back in charge.
Yeah, Williams with 2 of the biggest catches of this game. And look, we talked about these wide receivers. You get worried about Sutton and Hennigan and Jalen Virgil is really fast. And you forget about Malik Williams. He had 41 catches last year. He's a big-time weapon. We see it tonight.
Mike Harley on the return. Won't get to the 20. Time now for the AT&T 5G best moment from tonight, Rocky. It just happened moments ago.
Man, we set it up. We said Bryce needs to make a throw. Look at the confidence in the pocket. Steps into it. Puts it up where only Williams can get it. Reaching up high into that Miami sky. And then on the touchdown pass, he gets the defenders with his eyes to move to the right. Williams sneaks back across the field. No one sees him. And that's a touchdown. But we called on Bryce to make a play, and he delivered.
He made a series 5 for 5, 68 yards in that touchdown throw. And now the ball is in De'Ara King's court. He'll dump it off short to the tight end, and great closing speed by T.D. Roof as the tackling has been impeccable tonight for App State.
You took the words out of my mouth. Have we seen App State miss a tackle all night? I mean, and again, it's the tackling, it's the leverage. They're always forcing the ball back the right way. And the speed out there has really been the difference.
2nd and 8. King flushed, being chased. And DeMarco Jackson got to him. So did Stephen Jones.
Big hit by Stephen Jones.
Hit, but he gains 7. It's going to be 3rd down and short.
Okay. Think about King with a dual threat ability here to throw it or keep it and run it.
1st down. Harris stays on his feet. Well, just willed his way to a 1st down, a must-have for the U. Hampton maybe with a touchdown-saving tackle.
And it looked like, I mean, App State brought some pressure right up the middle, but a great read by Harris. He just bumps that thing out to the outside, great vision, and he was a shoestring partner away from breaking that one.
Player down for Appalachian State. It's DeMarco Jackson. We'll check on him after. They would like to do more than that.
Yeah, and he had the career long tonight of 38. So they got to get that ball to about the 20-yard line, maybe just inside the 25 to give him a realistic shot.
King going to his left, and that's what App State wants to do with him, force him away from his throwing hand. Hampton and Sperlin combine on that stop. So 2nd down.
Yeah, you always notice when he's able to roll to his right, like most quarterbacks, okay, he still has the opportunity to pass going to his arm side.
No gain on that play. 2nd and 10. That one was a little wobbly coming out, but what a great catch by Mike Harley, the veteran out of Fort Lauderdale. A gain of 12. Now into plus territory.
Yeah, I think it was a good spot to put this football down low. Only Harley can get it. And a good job getting low and getting it for him.
Getting loose is Harris. Cameron Harris to the 32-yard line. He's been inspiring tonight for Miami's run game. 87 yards now plus the touchdown on 17 carries.
Yeah, I like that play call there. Everyone's thinking on defense, okay, the ball's going to go to King. And that thing off to Harris. Nice game.
He's got it again. Cuts it up. And now they are getting close to Andy Borgala's field goal range, at least based on a short list of accomplishments in this true freshman campaign. He has not missed a field goal yet.
No, he's not. But like you said, true freshman, you like to give him the best opportunity you can for him to make an easier kick.
Mallory will shift to the right side of the formation. Harley to the near slot.
You see Miami taking their time at this juncture.
Play clock inside of 5. Here comes the blitz. King had it batted down and nearly picked off by DeMarco Jackson. Demetrius Taylor, number 9, got his hand on it.
A great call by that defense, coming right up the gut, right into the quarterback's lap. Get the hands up. That's good defense. And App State wants to try to keep Miami outside that 20-yard line.
Ninth play of the drive. King looking right, now flush left. Gets out of one shoestring tackle. Jackson catches him and is going to throw him back. It's 4th down. DeMarco Jackson with another big play. And we'll see if Andy Borregales can give Miami the lead with about 2 minutes to go.
DeMarco Jackson going out of the game, making a huge tackle. Now he's had about a dozen of them.
He did have the one block tonight.
Yeah, that's Caleb Sperling. Like Sean Clark might want to try to ice him here.
43-yard attempt. This would be the longest of his season and career. They will snap it. Drifting, got it inside the left upright. Wow. How about the rookie? Ice water in his veins, and Miami regains the lead. Just like his brother Jose.
That's right, you mentioned it. For a freshman to come in here and make a kick like this at the end of the game. Just got inside that left upright. But now here we go. We talked about Chase Bryce needing to make a throw. He made one earlier, but well, now he's got to make another one. 2:04 left on the clock. They got 3 timeouts. It's time for him to answer. I thought Derek King did a good job leading this offense down the field to be able to get in field goal range. Now it's time for App State to see if they can answer.
Monday Night Football kicking off this week. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in Vegas to take on Derek Carr and the Raiders, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ABC. Also ESPN2. The Manning brothers are going to have that show. That's going to be fun to watch. We talked about the Ravens hit with a rash of injuries right before the season opener. We'll see if they can prevail in Vegas.
Tell you what, that AFC North this year, what a division. You got the Browns, who are going to be really good. I think the Ravens will be really good. Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger's back.
Now Borregales all amped up. Kicks it into the end zone, bobbled, and then smartly taking a knee is Jalen Virgil. You wanted to know, what is the real story on Miami? You talked about it at the top of the broadcast. This hasn't been the game I'm sure Manny Diaz had hoped for, but they have a chance to finish this off and get on to week 3 with their first win.
Well, that's the thing. Look, if you're a Miami fan, you would want them to come out and just blow App State out of the stadium. But as we talked about, and as we know, App State is a real football program, a great team. It hasn't been perfect for Miami, but they have an opportunity to win this game. It's going to come down to their defense. Remember, last week the story was they couldn't get off field on 3rd down. Got to find a way right here, right now on this drive.
App State has all of its timeouts. They start with Noel. He'll pick up 3. The last scoring drive for the Mountaineers, 11 plays, 70 yards in 4 minutes and 11 seconds. They don't have that much time. Again, a field goal would be enough.
And Malik Williams, remember, he had the 2 big catches. He's in the slot to the top of the screen.
Sutton stays on his feet, gets to the 43.
And what a great job by Sutton there, just pulling that ball out of the defender's hand. I mean, both guys had a hand on it, and Sutton just rips that thing down. What a great veteran play there by Sutton.
On first down, Chase Bryce throwing, man open, incomplete. It was Sutton again. Bolden was there, the best defensive back on the Miami roster.
Bolden just has a knack for separating the receiver from the ball. I mean, Sutton comes back. Oh, yeah, there's the first one by Sutton, just ripping the ball out of the defender's hands. And they go back to Sutton, and look at the ground that Bolden's able to cover. It's just right in that last 3 yards. He just, boom, gets in there and separates that ball.
6'3", 204 pounds. He's got a bright future in the NFL. Chase Bryce, drag route at Sutton again. That's a short pickup, 4 yards. It's a third down situation coming up after this Appalachian State timeout with a minute and 5 seconds to go. First half for Chase Bryce was pretty quiet. A little more efficient in the second half.
Yeah, and he hasn't really, I mean, the interception he had early in the game was off a tip ball. He hasn't really made any bad decisions. There was a stretch there, right, where he had overthrown a couple guys, missed an opportunity to have a touchdown where they had to settle for the field goal. Comes back last drive with a great couple passes to Malik Williams. But now, again, it's going to be just another chance here for him to come up and try to make a couple big throws.
Appalachian State's field goal kicker is Chandler Staten, a super senior from Gainesville, Georgia. He has made his only kick tonight, a 22-yard field goal. He's the Sun Belt's career scoring leader with 356 points entering play tonight. Went 2 for 2 last week with a long of 43. He's got a good leg.
I think Bryce done a good job tonight of not panicking. He can settle back in that pocket, try to deliver a nice throw.
Dropped. Incomplete. Jalen Virgil should have had it.
Wow.
Fourth down.
And Bryce did a good job. Stood tall in the pocket, had plenty of time, puts the ball right between the ones, and Virgil can't come up with it. And I think if you're Bryce, you got to look to Sutton or Hennigan, two of your veteran wide receivers, your more sure-handed guys. In a big-time moment in this game, you got to look to your best players. That's 5 of 2, and then, of course, 14, Williams with a couple big catches.
Here's the play of the game. Pressure off the edge. Bryce slides up the throw. Incomplete. And Miami will take over on downs. The transfer, Tyreek Stevenson, knocked that one away.
And what a game he's had, right? A couple big-time pass breakups, and they just rushed 3. Drop the rest in the coverage, and it's just a good job by Stevenson. Blanket coverage, reaches the right hand in there. Manny Diaz is sure fired up.
I don't think Sutton was the first option on that play because he was nowhere near the line to gain, even if he makes the catch.
He wasn't. And I think even with just rushing 3, they made Bryce step up in the pocket just a little bit. Maybe have to rush that throw. He couldn't wait to get another option to try to deliver that ball past the sticks.
App State has 2 timeouts. King is going to try and burn some clock here. Runs back to the 41-yard line. And now Appalachian State will use one of their 2 remaining.
Yeah, they have just 1 left here.
There's Sean Clark. He's been coaching at App State since 2016. He was looking for another moment for that program like the one in 2007 at the Big House in Michigan. They haven't had a top 25 upset since that victory in Ann Arbor.
And they had some opportunities. They were right there in this game in the 4th quarter. Just couldn't come up with that conversion when they needed it.
Now that will always be the signature win in the program. That was a top 5 Michigan team. App State was still in the FCS, but this would have been a top 5, or excuse me, a top 25 upset on the road, and just looks like they may come up short.
Yeah, barring some disasters by Miami here. Yeah, if you're Derek King, you're going to snap him the ball. If he has to just run around here for a while and bleed that clock out, that's what he's going to do. And App still has 1 timeout.
And he'll back. That'll stay on his feet as long as he can. And that's the last timeout for Appalachian State. Won't be able to stop the clock again. Miami will host Michigan State next week. That will be another big test for this program. They're going to open ACC play at the end of the month against Virginia. They're not going to play a true road game until October 16th at North Carolina, which I guess could help decide the Coastal in the ACC.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Miami, if they get a win here tonight, North Carolina, of course, in the conversation.
In the preseason poll, Miami was picked 2nd in the Coastal behind North Carolina. So what did you learn about Miami tonight?
Yeah, again, I think we learned that they're better than the team. I think that they ran out there against Alabama. Of course, Alabama is an exceptional team. I still think things need to click a little bit more offensively. You're not really able to get the ball to Rambo as much as you'd like to see, or Mallory as much as you'd like to see. I thought Derek King's running was better today, and that was a big part of their offense.
Cameron Harris is not going to get to 100 yards rushing, but I thought he was effective. Of course, has a touchdown. And that's going to do it. Miami is going to escape.
That's it. Yep.
This game with Appalachian State with a 25-23 win. First win of the season. Not pretty for Manny Diaz and the Canes, but they're going to take it. And they'll look forward to the Spartans coming in here next Saturday.
Well, you're right. It wasn't pretty, and they're going to watch this tape and find a lot of missed opportunities and things they've got to get better at. But it's one thing to have that and come away with a loss. They got the win. They got it done. App State had some opportunities, and you got to give them a lot of credit. But Miami was a better team tonight.
There's De'Ara King, 20 for 33, 200 yards. As he helps will the U to a win tonight. 25-23 the final. The ground. You know, I still think he's recovering a little bit on that tender knee.
I think
it was enough tonight.
It was, but I think we saw some more of the running ability. It was 67 yards, but it was a tough 67. There toward the end, he put his shoulder down. Thought really inspired that team and gave them just enough they needed here to get this victory.
The game-winning field goal came from Borgales, a true freshman. It was his brother Jose that won the Luke Groza Award last year. That was enough. Again, special teams a deciding factor in this.
It really was. Both sides of the ball, special teams played great. Talking about Headley, the punter, dropping 6 punts inside the 20-yard line. That was fantastic. All that field position certainly made a difference.
Another test next week as Michigan State comes in here. Tonight, I'm sure that Manny Diaz and his staff learned some more things about what the Hurricanes are really about here in 2021. Next week will be the same story.
I think he's got to be impressed with his cornerback play, right? Tyreek Stevens had a couple big-time pass breakups there toward the end. I thought the defensive line they played fast. You know, they got guys out there that can really move here, so they'll correct some things. But I don't know if they're the team everybody thought they were, but I think they're maybe steadily building there. Maybe they'll get there by the end of the year.
All right, let's get to some De'Ara King highlights and take a look at his night. Again, 20 for 33, 200 yards, 18 carries, 67 yards on the ground.
And he had a couple big throws, not a ton of them, but he made a couple plays here when he had to. Okay, tuck the ball down, pick up the first down. You know, again, we talked about the warrior he is. Making plays out there, just removed from that knee injury. Didn't look like it bothered him, didn't look like it was in his head at all or anything. Nice player.
Good crowd on hand tonight. It was certainly loud at times, even though it wasn't a full house by any stretch of the imagination. But 14th season at Hard Rock Stadium for the Hurricanes, and their streak of winning home openers continues. Coming up next, Tennessee State and Deion Sanders and Jackson State.
Eddie George v. prime time. How about that?
That should be good. College football continues as we wrap up this busy Saturday late night here on ESPNU. Appalachian State, no upset this time against a Power 5 opponent. They'll look forward to hosting Elon next week. They'll open up the Sun Belt October 2nd at Georgia State. 25-23 the final. Miami gets the win at home. For Tiffany Blackman, Rocky Boyman, and our entire crew, we hope you enjoyed it. I'm Clay Matvick saying so long from Hard Rock Stadium. The Hurricanes celebrating a Saturday night win at home.
In a city that brings soul-stirring sounds and flavorful food that makes you go, mmm. Once a year, an ambush of tigers occupies that sacred lair, Memphis, Tennessee. The aristocrats of Tennessee State have produced past greats like Richard Dent and Ed Too Tall Jones, while the battling boom of Jackson State brings heavy hitters like Dr. Doom and sweetness to the party. It's an experience like none other. Prepare yourselves for the I Love and the Big Blue of TSU. Welcome to the annual Southern Heritage Classic. Let's do this from the Southern Heritage Classic. Look, folks, you won't find two more accomplished players turned coaches in Deion Sanders for Jackson State and Eddie George of Tennessee State. They are paving the way for a new era in HBCU football, and tonight they meet for the first time in an all-important classic between Tennessee State and Jackson State. We say hello and welcome you inside alongside the former Howard University and NFL quarterback Jay Walker. I'm Tiffany Green. And look, folks, we in Memphis, man.
Making easy money.
This game has not been played since 2019, and it looks a lot different than it did a couple of years ago. It's called the star power factor.
Absolutely, just a little bit bigger. You think, no, all eyes in the HBCU football world are on Memphis, Tennessee right now. Why? Eddie George, Deion Sanders, bringing their star power to HBCU football with two talented football teams. This is as exciting as it gets.
Now, this is a good taste for both of these coaches of a very important rivalry game as we take you outside the tailgate as the bands are back, ladies and gentlemen. Not only the high stepping, but the tailgate was on point as well. The fellowship, the brotherhood in the parking lot, those cues hopping, the music flowing, everybody is feeling good. Now, look, that's just one element, a big element, to say the least. We talked about the star power of those coaches, the juice they bring, but how about the players as well? We'll see a couple of rising stars tonight.
Absolutely. With everything going on outside the stadium, can we get to some football, please? And Shedeur Sanders proved to everybody he is the real deal. In his college football debut, he scored a touchdown, threw a touchdown, showed the different intangibles that you have to be a dynamic quarterback. Look at this right here. In the face of pressure, takes the hit, delivers the ball downfield to his wide receiver, Rutgers' favorite target, then calls his own number for the only score of the day. Looked great doing that. However, he is a freshman, and he put the ball on the turf twice last week in critical situations. Here, trying to do a little bit too much with his athleticism, and this a poor mental decision to not hand off the football to the running back led to another fumble. If he cleans up those things, you know Coach Prime will have to do it, he can be special. On the other side, you talk about Eddie George, former Heisman Trophy winning running back at Ohio State. Well, he's got a special talent in Davon Starling, the freshman sensation who dominated during spring football. Can he carry that over into the fall season? If you haven't seen a great running back in a while, keep your eyes on number 3. He's the real deal.
The co-OVC Ohio Valley Conference Freshman of the Year. There's head coach Eddie George in his first season ever as a head coach, and he's leading the way for the Tennessee State Tigers, the former NFL player, Heisman Trophy winner back at Ohio State, and he has the reins now to try to take this program to another level. On the other side, a guy that he was familiar playing against, saw him on the football field as a player. There's Deion Sanders, Coach Prime.
The question is, do you believe?
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you, everybody that I've talked to from Jackson State, they come up and say, I believe. They've got shirts. It's branded everywhere in the capital city of Mississippi. They sincerely believe in what Coach Prime is doing.
And why not after an absolute great defensive battle last week? They knocked off the number 2 ranked team in my book in HBCU football, defeating Florida A&M down in the state of Florida. Coach Prime has his football program going in the right direction. We'll see how they handle this task of Tennessee State this evening. The
Tigers of Tennessee State dropped their season opener last week in that Black College Football Classic in Canton, Ohio against Grambling State, 16-10. They had a lot of question marks as we will continue to follow that trend of quarterback as Eddie George has some decisions that he's got to make. Tennessee State won the toss. They deferred, so they will kick off first. And you see them in the white jerseys. Here we go in the gray jerseys with the blue and red accents. That's Jackson State. On the return, that's number 4, Dejon Nugget Warren, the JUCO transfer, who is also a great defensive back as well, gets out near to the 20-yard line. And there's number 2. That's a number that was made famous by his father at Florida State, and now he wears it for Jackson State University. The true freshman quarterback. You see his numbers from last week, but we were really impressed with his composure despite some of those mistakes you pointed out, Jay.
Particularly in the passing game. He throws the ball to the right receiver. Doesn't come close to throwing an interception. Finds his number 1 target, goes through his progressions. Very mature beyond his freshman year.
First play from scrimmage, a pass out. He's got a number of wide receivers that he can target, and Josh Lanier picks up the first down, a gain of 12. Josh Lanier coming over as former walk-on at the University of Alabama, and now he's lining up number 1 for Jackson State. Jackson State has a number of different uniforms. These are the grays. Another pass complete on the outside. Trevante Rucker, the true freshman who had a great week last week, won't go down past midfield. And already getting moving and grooving in that passing game for Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, going a little bit of hurry-up, no-huddle offense, but we saw what Rucker could do last week. And this is a coaching staff that is not eager to throw out a lot of compliments on their players, but when you mention the name Trevante Rucker, they all